Welcome to Profitable Women, a podcast for the female business owner who wants to build a profitable and sustainable business that aligns with their life. We will talk about the money stories impacting your decisions, financial strategies to grow your profits, and how to embrace your female superpowers. I'm your host, Sheila Hansen, certified public accountant, business mentor, and certified coach. As a mom of three and business owner, I have spent the last 7 years supporting six-figure business owners make confident financial decisions while raising my babies. After making the hard decision to leave my job at a public accounting firm when I had my oldest, I'm now on a mission to empower women to build wealth without sacrificing themselves. If you find yourself avoiding conversations about money, are burnt out from working all the time, wonder where your cash goes, or want to learn how to pay yourself six figures, you're in the right place. Remember, the information in this podcast is general in nature and for educational purposes only. For specific financial advice for your situation, please consult a professional. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to the show. Today, we are tackling a hot topic that's been on the mind of many of my clients lately, and that is hiring staff. When you should do it, what problems does it solve, and what new challenges does it create? Buckle up because we're diving into these issues. And while hiring can be a fantastic step for your business, it is important to understand the underlying issues you're trying to solve and anticipate the new challenges that hiring can bring, and also recognize that you can hit really amazing financial goals without hiring as well. So, in most cases, if I had to guess, when a business owner is curious about hiring, it's because they themselves are overworking. And this is not going to be the message that you hear everywhere else in the business world, but it's one that you're going to hear and continue to hear on this podcast, Profitable Women. And that is, hiring is not the solution to overworking. Let's pause for a minute and repeat that. Hiring is not the solution to overworking. So we're going to dive into that because if that is you, if you are a place where you are overworking and you're like, I just need a break, I just need to catch up, I just need a little bit of help, there's probably two ways or two versions of this hiring question that are coming up for you. And I want to dig into those into this episode. The first version of that question is, can I afford to hire? The second is, should I hire for additional capacity? And that comes when we do have a book schedule or we're struggling to keep up with all of the tasks. Is hiring the solution to that capacity issue or the overworking issue? So I want you to pay attention as I dig into these two versions of the questions and see if there is something else you should be focusing on first before you look to hiring. The first version of the hiring question I often hear is, can I afford to hire? To me, this signals hiring is being considered as a solution to a cash flow issue. So now, if you are feeling strapped for cash, it might seem like bringing in more hands could help you generate more revenue. However, if you're asking, can I afford it? It's likely that hiring isn't the immediate solution you need. More often than not, this scenario points to a problem with profitability rather than cash flow. So I always want to pause and make sure we're understanding the terms that I use here. And so profitability is essentially the money you make from each sale after subtracting the cost of delivering your service. And so if you're struggling with cash flow, it's crucial to focus on increasing your profitability first. So that is, by increasing our profitability, we are generating additional cash or additional leftover from each sale that we have. The other part of profitability is really looking at the operating costs of our business and what it takes to run our business. And so what we often see here is that we're trying to offer too many different things, and there's a lot of costs involved with offering that wide variety of services or trying to serve a larger group of clients, and if each one maybe has different tools or systems that you need to serve that client, it can really add up to those overall costs for your business. So when we are looking to increase our profitability first, here's a couple questions you might ask yourself if you're in that situation. How can I increase the value that I'm providing to the customers? Therefore, in some ways, justifying higher pricing or to create a higher priced offer without adding extra cost, of course. So how can I increase that value without additional costs? How can I become more efficient or reduce the costs in my delivering of services? So maybe it's not that your pricing needs to be adjusted, but you're inefficient at delivering that offer. And so how can you create more efficiency in the delivery? So addressing those two questions can help boost your profitability, which in turn can improve your cash flow, making it more feasible to consider hiring down the road. If we're asking, can I afford to hire? It may also indicate that we don't fully understand our financial numbers or the current state of our business. This leaves us guessing that hiring might pay off without knowing the specific details of how we would benefit financially from doing so. If we've addressed the other issues and are ready to hire, we should know exactly what we can afford and the financial benefits it would generate. Therefore, we wouldn't be asking the question, can I afford it? We would be asking, do I want to? Am I ready for that next step? What goals am I not hitting that I would really want to grow to? What's my long-term strategy? Those would be the things that we would be looking at if we were truly in a place to hire. Hey there, fellow female business owner. Are you tired of sifting through endless articles, resources, and scrolling social media just to find the nuggets of wisdom that actually apply to your journey? Well, I've got something just for you. When you join our weekly email list, you will receive a go-to resource with actionable tips, inspiring stories, and valuable insights tailored specifically for women entrepreneurs like you. Each week, we deliver a dose of empowerment straight to your inbox, covering everything from mastering your money mindset to navigating the ever-changing landscape. Join other like-minded women who are leveling up their business and living their dreams. Sign up for the weekly email today, and let's conquer the business world together. Head on over to the show notes and find the link for you to enter your email address to get started. You'll be the first to hear about upcoming masterclasses and have weekly action items to contribute to your success. Sign up today. The next version of the question often sounds like, should I hire for additional capacity? This typically comes from those business owners who are struggling to keep up with demand. So your schedule's overbooked, you have potential customers waiting, or maybe you don't, but you have that scenario where you just can't seem to keep up, and it seems like hiring is the next logical step. However, this situation also signals other issues, primary around, again, that pricing or your boundaries. If you're overwhelmed with your work, it could be a signal that you're undercharging for your services. And this is the most common thing I see with business owners, female business owners especially, who come and want to talk to me about their finances. It is so common for them to be undercharging for their services. So what happens is a full schedule at low rates might feel productive, but it's not sustainable or profitable. And it takes a little bit different skill set to start not charging those low prices. So we need to consider raising your prices to reflect the demand for your services, or we need to be more clear on which projects or which clients we should be accepting. And so that comes into our boundaries. And you might have a boundary issue when it comes to capacity. If you've taken on too many low profit projects, you've crowded out the opportunity to take on higher profit work. So we have to reevaluate your client intake process and ensure that you are saying yes to the right projects. And here's a crucial piece that often gets overlooked. Are you, as the business owner, spending your time appropriately? It's easy to get bogged down with low-level tasks that don't move the needle forward. So we have to take a hard look at our daily, weekly activities. And are you filling your schedule with administrative tasks, responding to emails, or other low-level activities because you feel like it's a quick win, it's that dopamine hit, you feel like you've been productive, but if we step back, it's not making large financial impacts for your business. So if you find that you're not spending enough time on high-value tasks like strategizing for growth, client acquisition, developing new products and services, it might be time to delegate those lower level tasks or eliminate the unnecessary tasks altogether. This doesn't necessarily mean that you would need to hire a full-time employee. You might be able to start by outsourcing certain tasks to a freelancer or part-time help, but it might also just be saying no. So in this case, there's a couple questions you can ask yourself. Am I focusing on the tasks that generate the most revenue and growth for my business? Can I delegate or eliminate lower level tasks to free up my time for higher impact activities? And I would definitely start with, where can I eliminate? Where am I saying yes that I should actually be saying no? Not where am I saying yes, where I could maybe say maybe. Let's eliminate things first. So realign your time can often solve the capacity issue without immediately needing to hire. Now, let's talk about the overlooked problem that comes with hiring, and that is managing people. Transitioning from a solo operation to a team brings a host of new responsibilities that many business owners are not anticipating. We look to it as solving our overworking problem, yet we don't think about how much it's going to also add. And so when we think about recruiting, interviewing, training, managing these employees requires time and a different skill set than you might have right now. So if you are already struggling with time management, hiring is not going to solve that problem. It might even accelerate it. There's a necessary runway before you start seeing the benefits of hiring. You'll need to prioritize your time and possibly develop new skills to handle the responsibilities of managing a team effectively. We're also talking about, from a cash flow perspective, that payoff of hiring someone doesn't kick in immediately. So we need to have a runway. If we're already struggling with cash flow, hiring on and increasing the numbers does not make it pay off. So here are some things to consider. Recruiting and interviewing. Finding the right fit takes time and effort. And we might get it wrong. Training. New hires need guidance to get up to speed, which means more time is invested up front. Managing, you'll need to set clear expectations, delegate tasks effectively, which is something I also see really hard for those that have done a solo operation for so long. Letting go of that control, letting the other person actually do the task is hard. And then there's also understanding the whole world of the legal side of hiring employees or contractors and what that means. And then we also have to communicate and have clear and constructive conversations with our team. So while we think hiring might be the solution, so many times we're not thinking about what hiring may be adding to our plate. So to wrap up, it could be a powerful move for your business to hire, but it is not a one-size-fits-all solution. And it is not the first solution that we should be looking at if we are overworking. We want to make sure that you are addressing the real issues at hand, which could be profitability, pricing, boundaries, before you bring new people on board. And then remember that the shift from solo to team requires you to be prepared for additional responsibilities that come with managing staff. I've seen it happen too often. Business owners jump to hiring as the solution when these other areas need attention first. Simplifying your processes and business overall might be the real solution instead of hiring. If you have any questions or need personalized advice, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help you navigate these decisions and build a thriving, profitable business. And stop overworking. If you wonder if hiring would be the best next step for you, we can discuss that during a 1-hour strategy call. Head over to my website and book that call. So until next time, just remember, hiring is not the solution to overworking, and keep building your financial future. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Profitable Women. Make sure you never miss an episode by hitting the follow button in your favorite podcast player. And things are always easier when you talk about them with a friend, so be sure to share this episode with them. If you're looking for more ways to grow your financial confidence, head to the show notes for a link to subscribe to our weekly email. Until next time.